right, so we are back once again on Couch Coach, your favorite podcasts on YouTube. My name is Kwame, and today we are joined by a special guest. Usually, I'll be here with Manfred or Coach or Sedinam. Okay, Sedinam is here with me, and we are joined by a big guest. Zoo has joined us today on the couch for us to do a few discussions here on football. Zoo, great to have you on the podcast today.
Oh yeah, I'm glad to be here. I've been watching it. I've been enjoying what you guys are doing, so I'm happy to join you today.
Great to have you. Sedinam.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
If you watched the last episode, we had a very interesting chat on the Ballon d'Or. Well, we all felt that it was going in a certain direction. Now, about a day or two before the ceremony would happen, something dramatic happened. All we heard was that Real Madrid and their contingent have decided not to travel. Why? Because Vinicius Jr., who many had tipped to win the award, was not going to be the man to win it. And it happened that Rodri won the award. A lot of people have had a lot of issues about how this award have been conducted. We'll be discussing a few more details with respect to that particular situation. And also, Manchester United have made some very, very interesting appointment after sacking coach Erik ten Hag as coach of the club. We'll be discussing that and a few issues in the Premier League and other sports that we'll be discussing here on Couch. Remember, it's because of DSTV that we are here. If you've not got your decoder, they've got all the football you want. Every football you want is on DSTV. Dial star 759 hash, and also follow the prompt and then continue if you've not gotten your decoder yet. And if you've not renewed your subscription, please remember to do so you can enjoy all the football that you want. So let's make a quick turnaround. When I come back, I'll get to Zoo and I'll get to set it up, and then we'll do a lot more discussion here on Couch Coach.
75 days since the last day of last season. We are ready to do it all again.
Phil Foden is having the season of his life. Brilliant! Just brilliant! That is quite something!
Watch all the Premier League, La Liga and Serie A games on DSTV Compact for only 300 CDs a month.
All right, thank you very much. This is Couch Coach. So let's get straight into action. Let me get to Zoo, who believe that Rodri is a worthy winner of the Ballon d'Or. And Zoo, I mean, a lot happened. But let's start with the reaction from Real Madrid and how they decided to boycott the whole event and everything. What went through your mind? What were you thinking when you heard of the news that Real Madrid would be making an appearance at the ceremony?
Honestly, I wasn't surprised. That's how they are. But I think it was very disgraceful. I can't think of any other word. It's just shameful is the word, yes. Because you can't be always expecting to win.
Correct.
And if, in your opinion, you should have won and you didn't win, doesn't mean that, okay, you know what, we are not going to come again. And then they had some words for the whole awards and the whole organization. I know that a lot of us have thoughts about it and we feel like it can be better. But I think the way they handled this was embarrassing. And I don't know, they have a sort of entitlement sometimes when it comes to football.
Correct.
And I for me, it's just it was a bad look. It was a bad look from the players, from the staff, the tweets that the players were sending out.
Yeah.
Just the whole energy that came out from Real Madrid. It was very sad because for me, they are the biggest club in the world.
Correct.
They know it, we all know it. So when the biggest club behaves in such a way, what image are we sending out to the rest of the clubs and the rest of the players? So for me, I was just disappointed here.
A very disappointing one. I mean, like Zoo rightly said, if you watch the way the players reacted, even Coach Carlo Ancelotti won the Coach of the Year, and the tweet he put out, I'm sure we would put it on the screens for you to see exactly what he said. Saying he thanked everyone and a few things that he said. What do you make of it? Did you believe that Vinicius was a worthy winner from the way things went out over the course of the year?
Well, I feel vindicated. Yeah. I feel vindicated because I was here the last episode together with Manfred, and we expressed our thoughts.
Yeah.
We both, funny enough, felt that it should not go that way.
Yeah.
And it went our way because like it said, football won.
Yeah.
Listen, there were 3 criteria that were put out before the award, and we got to know that okay, this is the one that would take someone down.
Yeah.
And obviously, it has gone to show that that's actually what take the person down. Because look at the reaction of the club. Zoo was being favorable with his words. I think that's childish from Real Madrid. The people who
Zoo has a
voted
soft spot for Real Madrid, so allow.
no problem. But the people who voted for the awards are the same people. Majority of them are going to be voting for the FIFA best.
Yeah.
What message are you sending out to them? So next year, if a Real Madrid player is to win, they would carry a private jet and everyone will now plane and go there. You see, they are setting a certain precedent for themselves that would be hard for them to follow.
Yeah.
So now you have boycotted the awards because it was not you. It's like a child that the lollipop has been taken out of their mouth and you are crying tantrums. I feel Real Madrid is a bigger club and should have done better. What if there's another school of thought that believes that Xabi Alonso should have been coach of the year? Should have been coach of the year if they want to go, and Vinicius
Did they
was
win
more.
the team of the year as well? I
They
think
did win the team of the year as well. So if
their whole beef was on the fact that Vinicius couldn't win the Ballon d'Or
So
award.
I wish we could ask them. So if Vinny had won Ballon d'Or and they didn't win Team of the Year or Coach of the Year, would they have boycotted the awards?
Perhaps you see the headline of the awards is the Ballon d'Or.
Okay, so they did not get the Ballon d'Or.
Yes.
Maybe they got Ballon window. No problem. It's all well and good. No, you see, it's funny, but I feel they have laid down a bad precedent for themselves, and it's going to come back to haunt them. So if they win next time, who should come and sit down? Nobody would. So after seeing it was going south, then you are now trying to do little PR for Carvajal that you've not done PR for the entire season, and then if it is based on trophy,
that was from Coach Ancelotti's post on Twitter, I think.
And it was even somehow included in their statement as well as a club. And for me, come on, you see, listen. If we are to use the parameters they want to use for Vinicius to also win the Ballon d'Or, then I don't think Carlo Ancelotti should have won the Coach of the Year.
Very interesting, because the only thing Ancelotti won the league as well as the Champions League.
Yeah.
Alonso went unbeaten throughout until losing in the final against Atalanta. So he won the league, and that was an incredible thing.
Exactly.
Incredible run.
So they are talking about impact. This is Alonso's impact.
Very debatable. Very debatable. Well, that's it on the Ballon d'Or, and some quite some notable awards. Harry Kane winning an award, and Lamine Yamal winning the young player. I mean, what an amazing player he is. Great player by all standards. So wasn't surprised that he picked up that award. So we'll see. Maybe in a subsequent episode when any fallout comes out, we'll be discussing that here on Couch Code. Remember to subscribe and like and hit the notification bell so that anytime we drop a new episode, you'll be notified so you join us on Couch Code. Let's switch attention to another interesting issue. So in the course of the week, right after the game against West Ham United, I think about 12 hours later, news dropped that Man United has decided to part ways with coach Erik ten Hag. They were not going to do it anymore. I mean, the stats were quite dim, and looking at how the league stats were, United have not scored more than 10 goals after 9 games. It's part of the lowest scoring teams in the league, have won as little as 3 games, lost 4 and drawn the rest of the games. Clearly, an action was due to be taken and United part ways with coach Erik ten Hag. Just some few hours later, news popped up that Ruben Amorim is the coach that has been marked to take over as coach for Manchester United. So these are the other things came up. I mean, the process. Sedinam, let me start with you. Erik ten Hag, do you think United were fair? I mean, objectively, put your Chelsea bias away. Let me.
You see, I'm a West Ham guy, and it was West Ham that beat Ten Hag, and then Ten Hag got sacked. So
the final nail in the coffin.
Producer, I want to stop hosting and then give it to you so I could just walk out of the set.
you see, West Ham played without Kudus, the best player of the team in the past year.
Let's get to the issue. But generally, your thoughts on the issues. Ten Hag moving out, Amorim confirmed as a coach of United.
Well, two quick things. I've been one person who has constantly held out that Ten Hag should not be sacked. But after what happened versus West Ham, there was nothing I could do any longer. I could not hold brief for him any longer. I felt sad at that particular point, and he just had to go. However, it means that if Dalot had converted those chances,
he would have stayed.
But for me, it's the decisiveness of the Manchester United board to know that, okay, now we want to take the club in this direction. Hence, we are going for this coach. And they have gone for their man. Paid in total about 11 million for him and his backroom stuff, dollars, and have to wait some time, and they are going to
officially starts work on the 11th of November, right after the international break.
That's why I have an issue also.
Oh, for real? Oh, no. Let's hear you. What's the issue? What's the quick?
So I really admire United's board for being decisive and knowing the kind of coach they want. But they should at least also be ruthless when it comes to these kind of things. Listen, I want you to work for me. Kwame, come work for me. Oh, I'll work for you, but you've got to go talk to my boss about this. No, Kwame, I've paid your boss. I've sorted. Just come and work for me.
There's a bit of explanation to that. Okay, so
you always explain.
So what?
Manchester United Minister of Defense. But let's hear it.
But the explanation is simple. You see, if United wanted to get him right on time, they could have done that by paying extra. But this issue actually is coming from the coach, Amorim, because he says he doesn't want to leave in a way and manner that sort of affects the club. So he wants to respect the wishes of the club. And the club demanded that he has some games that he has to play against Man City and against Braga. And he wants to fulfill that and then be able to properly part ways with the club and then move. Of which United agreed to. So it's not necessarily United saying, we need you, come and work for us right now. We'll pay everything. I mean, you'd have to respect the coach and the way he wants to go about it.
But in it makes sense financially for United in recent times, knowing how they are cutting costs. It makes perfect sense. Because the United of old would have paid whatever and gotten him now, but thanks to cost-cutting measures. Every week we are seeing one person going away and cutting away 1 million. So we'll see.
Zoo, generally your thoughts. I mean, quite interesting that United have had to go. You look at events from last season where, I mean, things were not going so well. The league position, the lowest ever since the Premier League era started for Man United. Although United won the FA Cup, concerns. Erik ten Hag they tried firing him over the summer. They changed their mind, brought him back, and a whole lot of things. What do you generally make of how things have panned out?
I think he should have been sacked from. I think for me the turning moments would have been the FA Cup semi-final against Coventry where United were leading 3-0 and Coventry came back and equalized to 3-3, almost won 4-3
until Vieira
saved them, and then United won on penalties. I think honestly, Ten Hag shouldn't have made it home that day as a United manager, but they kept him and they won the FA Cup, and they were a little blinded by that. Oh my God, shiny trophy! So they've kept him and they started the season, and I don't know about anyone else, but I could have predicted this for you that he would start like this because it just wasn't working. I think he's a good coach, but the fit wasn't there, and with Ruud van Nistelrooy as the interim at least until Amorim comes in, shades of Ole in his first game.
Of course.
He scored 5 goals.
You always expect a reaction. You always get it.
New manager bounce. All those things. Yes. But I wanted to see Ruud with United till the end of the season. But at the same time, I understand why United are taking this decision because they don't want to make the mistake they made with Ole.
Correct.
Where it's like, they fell
More
for that. They fell for
sentimental.
that bounce, and then the next thing you know, he's signing a contract, and it's like, oh my god, this guy is not as good as we thought he was. So I think they've been smart in that regard. That now that they finally sacked Ten Hag, they are going for a coach who is very highly rated. We all know or have heard of, his abilities. He has a lot of plaudits. His name in Portugal is big. I saw an old man, a Portuguese fan who was crying.
Yes.
Yeah, that, oh my god, they're taking my coach away.
Yeah.
I understand him. If someone took my coach away too, I also cry.
Right.
So I get it. So yeah, I was going to say I wish him the best, but I can't really do that because his best means to affect me. So I hope he does better than Ten Hag, but not too well. Yes.
Not too well. Anyway, so Coach Ruben Amorim, officially United coach, starts work effectively on the 11th of November. The Sporting fans have a lot of things to say, but at United, a lot of, Gary Neville would say it's become a graveyard for coaches and players. I mean, when you come, if you are not careful, you leave with your reputation stained. When Erik ten Hag was coming, a lot was said about him. I mean, the work that he had done at Ajax, taking them to the Champions League semi-final after so many years, winning 3 LDVC titles with them, winning the KNBV Cup with them. I mean, he had won everything, got them playing some very attractive football. But he came to United, poor stats, won, then he recovered, won the Carabao. United fans thought that, this is the best thing that's going to happen to us. A good coach. Went to the FA Cup final in the first year, lost terrible second season, won the FA Cup, given another chance, but it didn't work. He's living with his reputation stained. Did he cause it, or something United happened to him? Will something United happen to Ruben Amorim? Or we'll see how this pans out. So we'll see, guys.
Wait, sorry, I have one question for you.
Okay.
Me looking at it from the outside, the noise that United fans are making about Amorim and the excitement is very similar to what they did for Ten Hag.
Exactly.
So from you as a United fan, are you worried? Like, do you feel like is history repeating itself?
Now, I say it is try your luck. Let the coaches come and try their luck until we stumble on a good coach. I mean, you generally don't know what to expect. You always be upbeat when new things come. I mean, we always like new things, new phones, new cars, new coaches, new players. It's always exciting. But the work is when everything, I mean, for him to be able to implement his style, and it's something that we're always looking forward to. Now, I'm not so fixated or attached to coaches. I feel that let's give them the shot. He's now no more going to be a manager. Now United have restructured. No more a manager but a coach.
Just a coach, okay.
Focus on the training grounds and then matches. They're not involved in so much transfers and other things as other coaches have been. So that's the new structure. So we'll see. We can't tell. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, guys, so let's switch attention. So enough of Man United. And let's do the EFL Cup that happened in the course of the week where there's been some casualties. Manchester City out. Chelsea, as they call it, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Maresca's Chelsea. Chelsea are out as well. But there are some very interesting games that will be coming. United will be playing Spurs. Arsenal, I think, will be playing against
Crystal
Palace. And some game, Newcastle will also be coming up against, I think, this is Southampton. And all of these games that will be up on the EFL Cup. So please, but guys, let's look at it. And remember, it's on DSTV. Please, DSTV has it. I've told you all the football you want is on DSTV. So remember to get your decoders and subscribe. Zoo, let me start with you. The EFL. Were you surprised at the way things, happened over the course of the week, especially with Man City?
That's a good question. So largely, I wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
I saw the scoreline. When I checked, it was 2-1 to Spurs.
Yeah.
I was like, hey. And I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? If you look at City's last few games, ever since Rodri got injured, they are sort of struggled in every game. Despite the scoreline, it's like they are trying to find a way to play without Rodri, and it's not coming very easily to them. So when I saw that Spurs are the kind of team that when they click, bro, it's very hard. When they click,
Postecoglou click.
When it happens, it's very hard to stop it. So I guess this time they were not able to hold it out, especially without the Ballon d'Or winner, Mr. Rodri. So I wasn't too surprised by that one. I was a little surprised by Chelsea's scoreline because Chelsea have been playing very well.
Exactly. A lot of their fans had a lot to say about the fact that the coach had to change the makeup of the team and all of that. But I'll get to say the name on that. But you make your point on that.
Yeah, I mean, now and then, everybody has to rotate. All the teams who played in the EFL rotated. So if you are rotating and your backup team is not doing their job, then you have to look within.
Yep.
You know, Chelsea fans, please. It's just not your time. Maybe next year.
That's true.
Asking is not just their time, or telling them it's not just their time. It's the Arsenal's time.
Oh, I mean, this one there is. Come on. If you just watch,
But there's Liverpool as well.
oh, forget those guys. See, Arsenal. If you watch the way even though we played Preston North End, I mean, lower league team.
Yeah.
The boys, and I mean boys, they usually played very young boys.
Yeah.
The way they were clicking, Ethan Waneri, that boy.
Yeah. 3 goals in the EFL Cup for him.
Yeah. I mean, it's looking good. So we'll see what happens in the next round. I think it's the quarterfinals.
In the quarterfinals. Yes, the quarterfinals. So we are in the quarterfinal stage of the EFL Cup. Remember, it's on DSTV. That's where you catch all the action. Sedina, what happened to Chelsea?
Well, it's I dare say tactically it was a lack of concentration, and I come from a point where I feel sometimes you just need to be a little more purposeful on the ball.
Yeah.
On the night, Chelsea had the entire football to themselves to play after they went down by 2 goals.
Yeah.
They decided to gift 1 goal from Disasi.
Yeah.
And then also, let me be very truthful here. That whole right-hand side combination of Disasi, and then you sprinkle a little bit of Badiashile in there, then you add Tosin in that 3. It doesn't work. It has proven so far that it needs some tuning and some tutelage for these guys to work. Currently, it's not working.
One question: wasn't Disasi one of the players that Maresca said he doesn't want to see them this season?
Yeah, you can say that, but if you don't have a replacement for the player, you have to adapt to playing him. And he has played Disasi in a couple of games. Disasi is in the team B. Yeah, Chelsea are
Team A, Team B, Team C, Team D.
They are two.
They are up to Team D. I just want to establish.
No. They are up to Team D. It's normal, but currently they only have Team A and B
and
at
C.
No, it's only Team A and B at
But there is some Team C somewhere.
Yeah, the Team C is the European loan, and then Team D is the South American loan.
Okay.
Yeah, so Chelsea has a really
team
big.
That has about 52 players.
No.
Okay,
Chelsea has a very lean squad. We only have Team A and B at Cobham.
The viewers are laughing at you.
No, because it's true.
It's okay.
You see,
Go
so
ahead.
with this particular team, I feel that they went to sleep. And a lot of people were exposed because you look at the first goal and how the ball was robbed of Renato Vega in the midfield. You, the gentleman passing the ball to Renato Vega, can see someone is rushing onto him from his back, and yet you still pass the ball to him. It doesn't give him ample time to even turn. He dares not dream of turning. The ball gets snapped up for him. So I feel the defender, I think it was Tosin, he should have thought of it much better, that in as much as you've been thought that the goalkeeper kicks the ball to you, you look for the defensive midfielder or the midfielder coming towards you. He's coming with the defender. You don't give him the ball.
Pressing him.
Yeah, you don't give him the ball. You need to recycle. Go back to the goalkeeper. If the player presses beyond Vega, it leaves room for Vega to now shift himself and be more aware. Right. So there are 2 people who were at fault in that, Tosin and then Vega himself, because the awareness was not so much there. Second goal, ball is coming in. Chelsea, and I dare say, look, the set piece coach for Chelsea needs to start earning his money or he should be sacked.
He was poached from Brentford.
Yeah. I've been really critical of teams that have had set piece coaches this season. You've seen some formula to things. You see Arsenal play, and you see that Arsenal have threats from the corner kicks. And against Liverpool, they noticed they were not getting the corners. What do? They improvise and have threats from set pieces, free kicks. And you, as a set piece coach, you can't even help them defend against set pieces. Then he has a problem.
An interesting one. So that's it from the EFL Cup. Let's finish off with a bit of Premier League. Liverpool, they seem not to be going away. We've talked about. I mean, after losing a game against Forest, what is Ancelotti doing? It's quite interesting how he's been able to get the team going as it stands. I mean, referencing the game against Arsenal when they were losing, but still, do you blame Arsenal for that game, or do you think Liverpool were a lot more resilient in coming back?
It's a bit of both for me.
Okay.
I mean, at this moment, Arsenal are dealing with some injuries, and especially in that game, things were tight. I think at that point, Gabriel had gone off, Timber had gone off, Saka had gone off. Yeah. So it was a very makeshift, a very makeshift Arsenal team. And then just before, and for the second game in a row, just before, Martinelli missed a chance. Yeah. And then they countered and they went to score. So, I mean, Liverpool is doing what they have to do. I'm very impressed. I think a lot of people are taking credit away from Slots, which I think is not fair, because we hear a lot of, Klopp left the team in a good place, but we need to give credit to Slots.
Yeah.
Because even though Klopp left the team in a good place, Klopp wasn't doing this last season.
That's true.
At this point. Yeah. So we have to give a lot of credit to Slot and the Liverpool players. I don't know. They're just doing everything right. I think at this point as well is they've won all except
they've just drawn one game against Arsenal, lost against Forest, and they've won the rest.
That's an amazing start for the first 9 games.
Yes.
So, I mean,
he's played United in the process. He's played Arsenal. He's played
Chelsea.
He's played Chelsea.
Why? You see, Chelsea is not a big team, so don't count them.
Today,
Chelsea is in the building phase.
Okay. But you are beating people, so it's still a difficult team
West
to
Ham,
face.
we are struggling.
Let's cap it off. City, a lot of injuries on their parts. Do you think they'll be able to sustain their run?
Look, one thing that we should also appreciate when it comes to City is Pep has a way of bringing up the young ones and putting some form of mentality into their head. Against Tottenham, there was this young chap. Is it Wright? Right or Bright?
Yeah.
One of them. He just kept on shooting. I think that was the instruction given. Just keep shooting. Just keep shooting. One would pick. Yeah. So, I don't see City struggling. They will struggle to get the result. They'll not give you those big margins. They'll not blow people out of the water. But you can't also blow them out of the water. So it's neither here nor there. But I feel they'll be fine till they get the guys back. It's now time for the likes of Foden to step up. Foden needs to step up. Haaland needs to stop the penalty box royalties.
What else can he do?
No, at least. So he needs to add a little
he's not
more.
a baller. He's a scorer. That's absolutely
I think I see it as those are the instructions that
exactly. Just stay in the box. We'll work it out.
They just told him be there. Yeah.
So was such instructions given to Zegzi?
Oh, that's coaching. Different coach, different team, different idea.
I'm just asking because when Højlund is playing, we see something else. And when
Højlund is a 9, Zegzi is a 9.5.
But okay, so now with
let's wrap it up.
Yeah, so City, I feel City would be able to manage it till they start getting the guys back. But now, word of caution quickly to all the clubs that are struggling to deal with injuries: take a book or a page out of Chelsea's notebook. If you are getting too many injuries,
go and buy 40 players.
No.
That's what I thought you was going to say.
No. Sack your entire medical team and get a new one. Sack your entire medical team if your players are getting injured and get a new. Because look at Lavia. Lavia is now a staying.
He lied.
It's true.
He wanted us to buy 40 players.
Manchester United, sack your medical team. Mason Mount to become fit. Mason Mount, who was always fit as Chelsea, is now
getting injuries at Chelsea.
No,
end of Chelsea.
But now he can't even face or start training with ants currently.
We hear your message. All right, guys, thank you very much. It's been great coming your way with Couch Crew. Remember, DSTV, Go TV. If you want to watch all the Premier League games, please remember, get your Go TV decoders. It has everything. The Super Plus decoder would get you, the package will get you everything that you need to do with regards to the Premier League. So DSTV, gotten all the football you want is very important. *759#. Just follow it. And all the assistance you need, you'll be given on DSTV. My name is Kwame. I've been here with Zoo, and I've also been here with Sedinam, the controversial Sedinam. Great to have you guys. Guys, we'll catch you on the next episode on Couch Coach. Have a great time. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.